How do you stand out in an over-messaged, over-marketed, and mass information age? How can your brand create deeper, more meaningful connections that make strangers feel intimately connected and loyal to your brand? Especially when the worldview of your ideal clients and values are changing at a much faster rate. Hi, I'm Hanna Fitz, international brand strategist and business coach, and the founder of the Brand Atelier at hannafitz.com, where I help in-demand experts and entrepreneurs build a world-class brand and lifestyle for freedom. To multiplying your revenue is not necessarily doing something new, but rather doing something different. The next step to achieving your goals of more visibility, more market share, influence, fame, prestige, credibility, and a more dominant brand is probably not another marketing tactic. Because the truth is your competitors are going to copy it and they'll be right there with you. Have you ever wondered how Louis Vuitton, Chanel, and Rolex are able to create an irresistible allure, charge high prices, even when there's intense competition, and create increased desire for their products in the market? It's not just the pretty pictures, big advertising budgets, and it's definitely not because they've stamped high price tags on their products. Anybody can do that, but not anyone can get away with it over the long term, especially when there's increasing competition in the market. These brands are leveraging their it factor. The it factor isn't luck or fate. While some stumble on it unconsciously, you can create it deliberately to make your brand even more irresistible, increase your sales, and elevate your status as a go-to expert in your market. It's like tapping into the law of attraction for the first time and becoming a deliberate creator of your own reality as a brand. The world's top brands all have one thing in common: a distinct brand identity, an it factor. These brands aren't just selling products, they are selling meaning. And luxury brands have always known this and leveraged it to get us to buy products at supernormal prices. You see, right now we live in a transformational economy. People are desiring not just any experience, but experiences that are at the highest self-actualized version of themselves and that have meaning. Maslow proposed that there was a hierarchy of human needs. But in developed markets, people have access to everything, right? Those basic needs like water, food, shelter. Moving progressively through that hierarchy is kind of not what's happening right now. It looks more like an infinity loop of people seeking self-actualization in every area of their life. They don't just want food to satisfy their hunger. They want organic, clean, nutritious, and even Michelin quality food, which has some powerful meaning for them and who they are in the world. When a brand can connect with meaning to a product, leveraging archetypes to tell a more universal story, this makes us connect deeply at a soul level with that brand. It is like meeting your soulmate and falling in love. When we become attracted to someone and fall in love, the connection comes from that person either awakening a desire, personality attribute, or way of being that was buried deep in our subconscious. They reflect back to us our deepest desires, places within ourselves that we fear, yet we feel so deeply called to achieve or to be at a soul level. At best, they help us remember who we are. Sometimes these are desires that we were already aware of and searching for. And when we meet that person, there is a perfect alignment, like a north and south pole attraction between two magnets. We don't know specifically why we are drawn to that person, but we're just drawn in. Brands can have that same effect on us. In a BBC 3 documentary on super brands, the host Alex Riley takes a few consumers in a lab where they're given an MRI scan. The participants were shown pictures of their family, while the neuroscientists observed the chemical reaction of their brain. Their reaction to well-known brands that they loved was similar to the chemical activity that goes on in the brain when they were seeing their close family members that they loved. They also saw similar patterns to a person having a religious experience, even being just a product or brand, there was a deep emotional connection and devotion to these brands when they were leveraging their it factor. The conclusion was that our relationship with these luxury brands and top brands were emotionally and neurologically similar to the emotions we feel for our family and even when we're in a religious state. Now, imagine being able to turn your brand into an emotional experience that people feel the same things they feel for your brand as they do for the ones that they love. So how can your brand turn strangers into loyal family members? There are 6 core elements that we use to create compelling and distinct brand identities, and that will separate you from the pack. But central to all of this is archetypal branding. Dr. Carl Jung was an analytical psychologist who introduced the concept of archetypes. What Jung found was that apart from our personal experiences and personalities, in every human being, there exists universal patterns, a way of seeing the world and interpreting experiences based on meanings and symbols that have been passed on unconsciously from generation to generation. It is this collective unconscious identity that brings freedom-seeking rebels together under the Harley-Davidson brand, and what unites fanatic Apple followers who feel more creative with the brand. Across the globe, ordinary people wearing Nike feel like champions. Using archetypes, great brands create a shortcut into the unconscious mind of customers, capturing their emotions, struggles, and desires, saying, "Hey, we really get you, and we can satisfy your deepest and even your hidden desires." Most people think they just need a better copywriter, but what they truly need is to uncover their true brand identity so that they can create more cohesive and compelling stories to connect with clients. My clients usually receive a custom global irresistible distinction report, which details how to effectively leverage archetypes, their it factor, in images, messages, and marketing campaigns. When you have a clear brand identity, you will be so grounded in your own brand identity, attracting clients in a way that is unique to your brand. Your it factor is what will make your brand more distinct and capture the heart and soul of your ideal client. It is what will take your brand from being just another commodity to representing aspirations and eventually the identity of your ideal client. Your messages, images, and even your personal signature style will be created from a more powerful space that reaches into the unconscious mind and inevitably calling in your tribe. The people who most identify with the values and what your brand is projecting out into the world, your it factor. Click the link to access our free mini brand archetype test to discover one of your brand archetypes. If you like this video, please like and share it. And as always, live the cultured life.